Hello, everybody. Captain Marty here, and we are putting another weekend in the books. I'll tell you all that happened over the weekend. We had one pretty day and one rough day, and we had a surf fishing tournament now in the books. I'll have those standings as well. I'll be back to do all that in just a moment.
Electricity, something I don't mix well with at all, and that's why I only trust the folks at ELS OBX. ELS OBX offers a variety of services from custom electrical installations to lighting design. ELS OBX has the experience and know-how to complete any job. They're committed to providing the highest quality lighting and electrical installations or service at affordable prices. Visit them online at elsobx.com to get a brighter idea of how shockingly awesome they are. See what I did there? ELS OBX, electrical and lighting solutions you can count on. When it comes to finding phenomenal seafood, you gotta go insane. That's right, stop into the Insane Seafood Market right there on Highway 64 in Columbia. Luke Midget and his crew work hard out on the water to make sure you have the freshest selection of seafood around. They provide a wide selection of fish, crabs, shrimp, oysters, and clams, just to name a few. Insane Seafood has a hot bar to satisfy that seafood craving right on the spot. Visit them online at insaneseafood.com and like them on social media. Go insane at Insane Seafood Market, Highway 64 in Columbia.
As for the offshore fishing, I mentioned Saturday was the day, and both of our fleets, probably all three of our fleets, if we include Ocracoke, had good dolphin fishing, mahi, whatever you want to call them, really good in some cases. Most of them were bailers. Those are the 3 to 8 pound dolphin that don't require a gaff. You literally bail them like you bail hay. That's where they get their name. And I saw dock fulls of those catches, 60 fish plus. Man, 60 Baylor dolphin, let's just say 5 pounds a piece. That's 2 nice fillets from each side. So that's 120 fillets. Each fillet is a meal for 2 to 3 people. And man, you talk about delicate, good eating, tender ocean goodness. It's hard to beat a dolphin or a mahi. I'm old school. They really are a dolphin fish, and they're one of the most versatile cooking fish you can have. Hard to beat them cut up into fingers and fried up, but they're really good grilled. They're superb blackened, and they are a popular fish to catch this time of year. Didn't see a whole lot of billfish activity, although there was some. There's been a few sailfish caught, a few blue marlin in our catches. I'm kind of lumping the two fleets together today as far as offshore report goes. There's been some big wahoos, not a lot of them, but some 50-pound plus wahoos in the catches, and there's been some tuna. More black fins than yellow fins, but I saw Jessie on the Carolina Girl had a great big yellowfin on Saturday, along with her black fins, her wahoo, and a few mahi. So kind of good fishing, I would say, offshore. Inshore, the boats in Hatteras did get out yesterday. They continue to do some drum fishing in all the size classes, but they had some big drum in their catches. The Oregon Inland Fleet continues to catch ribbonfish, Spanish mackerel, a few drum in those catches as well. Now, I mentioned I was going to tell you about the surf fishing. The Hatteras Village Invitational Surf Fishing Tournament is in the books, and here are the standings in both the men's and women's category. In the men's category, first place went to the Salty Bones, and these are all these scores are accumulated points. Second place went to the Carolina Coasters, and third place went to the Nags Head Surf Fishing Club. Over on the women's side, first place went to the Hatterascals, second place went to the Salty Bankers, and third place to the Looney Tunas, which I love that name. So that's the standings for the tournament. There are lots of other prizes and awards. We do appreciate all those people coming to the Outer Banks. It's a shot in the arm for our local economy. I'm glad they had a good tournament. But the other news when we talk about pier fishing and surf fishing is the big drum bite, especially on the piers, has been really good in the evenings and at night. No particular pier seems to be much better than any other one, but the people that put in their time on the end of the pier are doing really good on the big drum. The rest of it is a little bit touchy. It got a little bit rough for some folks. Same thing in the surf for holding bottom, but they've been doing really well on sea mullet, bluefish, and pompano. And we are in the time of year where weather can be kind of sketchy. And I never encourage you to put all your apples into one basket, just like for offshore fishing, maybe especially for offshore or charter boat fishing. Book a day and leave yourself free for an alternative day if possible. So that's pretty much the long and the short of everything in the ocean. Let's take a little break. I'll be right back to tell you about what's going on in the backcountry.
Red Drum Tackle in Buxton is the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras. And being the closest tackle shop to Cape Point, Red Drum Tackle has been welcoming fishermen to Hatteras Island with a wide selection of bait and tackle, skilled custom rod builds, rod and reel repair, expert knowledge and information since 1974. Red Drum Tackle knows how, when, and where to fish. To acquire this fishing brain power, visit them online at reddrumtackle.com. Red Drum Tackle, the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras and the closest to Cape Point in Buxton.
In the backcountry, the drum bite is still on. Been on all summer long. Trout bite, still on. Also been on all summer long. That's a good problem to have. I hate to keep telling you the same old thing day after day, but there's a few changes going on. I'm thinking the fish might be moving back to the westward a little bit. I have noticed a little bit of an increase in folks fishing the bridges and the cuts at Long Shoal, Deep Creek, and other areas over Hyde County way. So that's great. I mean, those fish move around all the time, and as you probably already know, they are filling up on crabs and shrimp. I'm going to tell you more about the shrimp in just a second. But also a great sheephead bite. When the wind blows, there's always a place you can catch a sheephead, even without a boat. And one of those places is the Bonner Bridge Pier, the old Bonner Bridge across Oregon Inlet. What a great work that was by the state to hang onto that bridge and make it a free fishing pier. And if you got some live fiddler crabs, you can go there or anywhere else you can find some structure and catch you a nice big sheephead. Also a lot of wade fishing going on. I do know that been a pretty decent speckled trout and, believe it or not, a sea mullet bite around Roanoke Island. Backside of Hatteras Island, they're catching puppy drum and speckled trout. So the neat thing about our area is there's always somewhere that you can go and get out of the weather and fish in a lee, but you do have to have a healthy respect for that Pamlico Sound. That basically is an ocean in itself. It's 25 miles, 30 miles across at its widest point. It's, 100 miles long, 120 miles long from north to south, basically. And a lot of times it can get as rough in the sound as it is the ocean. So don't play games with the weather forecast. Make sure you file a float plan with your wife or your girlfriend or both and let them know where you're going to be and what time you're expected to be back to the dock. So that's what happened over the weekend, and we'll keep you posted as we get on through another week of fishing on the Outer Banks. I'd mentioned I was going to talk to you about the shrimp, and the shrimp run is really good right now. This is a great time. This is the time to buy a 50-pound box of shrimp from one of our wholesalers, our fish markets, in other words. You're not going to go to a big grocery store and get these, but you can go to places like Fresh Catch Seafood with Micah and Matt Huth down there, or you can go see Luke Midget at Insane Seafood and do the same thing, but buy your shrimp in bulk. Again, I sound like a broken record, but you go get a 50-pound box of heads on shrimp. You can head them yourself, nothing to it, and their price is great when you do it that way. Then you take them home, you freeze them up, and head them, package them, and freeze them, and you'll have shrimp at a great price. And if you do it right, if you freeze them properly, and they'll be glad to instruct you on how to do that, they're good for 6 months to a year with proper freezing. So take advantage of fresh local shrimp and never assume that when you go to a grocery store that those shrimp are local, because 9 times out of 10 they're not. All right, that's our report for today. I hope you all had a great Sunday yesterday at church. I know I did. Enjoyed visiting a couple local churches to speak yesterday, one in Fairfield and one over in Sladesville in western Hyde County. And I was treated kindly, had a great time, and ready for a big week of fishing and fun as we work our way towards the start of, for me, black powder season coming around the end of the month. That's muzzle loading season. Looking forward to that. Have a great day, and God bless.